it just seems to become a bigger clown show every single day. There was a confidential document that was leaked, and the reason why in the title we have XRP holders watch this is because the SEC has just gone absolutely ham on the XRP community. And at this point, it's entertaining and it's funny because we have this agency that wants to tell us what to do, when to do it, on their terms, not give us any clear guidelines, but at the same time, they've had their Twitter get hacked. They've posted things without supposed to be posting them, and it's just getting to be a little bit ridiculous at this point. And I believe the hearing is going on as well, so we're going to be covering that. There's a lot to get into. Plus, I think the bull market's back on. Is it on? Is it off? Is it on? Is it off? What is it? It doesn't really matter if the bull market is here or not, because there's a lot of different opportunities to make money in crypto. All the time, literally all the time. You just have to know where to look. And sometimes you do have to get out of your comfort shell as well. You really, really have to get out of the comfort shell. You're going to have to do that because pivoting is important. And that's something that I feel like we don't talk about enough is having the ability to pivot. Like yesterday, we talked about Friendtech. Friendtech and SoFi was supposed to be the big thing like a year and a half ago. Friendtech did well for a while, and now they're shutting down. Well, they're not necessarily really shutting down, but by sending the contract to the burn address on Ethereum, it kind of means that. That's really what it is. And to be able to pivot to that, profit ethically off of that, and then pivot to the Solana meme coins, and then to the Tron meme coins, and then back to Ethereum or whatever that is. That's how you win in crypto. That's how you win in any field, is being able to take on risk, understanding what those risks are, and being able to pivot and practicing risk management. See? So let's go ahead and get into it and see when the actual heck is going on. We'll get back to Quickswap in a moment, but we got to talk about all this stuff. There's going to be a lot of listening. So this is going to be this is from Mr. Jake. He is a lawyer, but not our lawyer. And he said, honestly, feeling emotional after the first ever DeFi hearing in Congress today. I remember years ago when DeFi was like 10 projects that no one thought would amount to anything. Now it's on full display in the halls of power in DC. This is so powerful from them. And then he's tagging this particular person over here that is from the DeFi fund. So I want to listen to a little bit of this on speed 1.5 because we've got a lot to cover. So let's go ahead and pull this back over here. Let's go ahead and adjust our speed to our playback speed to 1.5 because why not? Why not? But again, DeFi is important. And without DeFi in the United States of America, crypto will not exist. At the end of the day, it will not exist because what I anticipate happening in crypto, and I actually made a post about this yesterday. I think what's going to happen, all of the last standing exchanges, like the Coinbase and the Kraken and the CryptoDuck or whatever's left, that's available to us in the United States. Well, really like the Coinbase, Kraken, the Gemini. Those are going to eventually segue into banks. They're going to create chain like layer 2s like Base. And everything's going to be done on chain for the DeFi wise. They'll make money off of that, even though it's not on chain, but it is, but it's not, but it is. And then we'll be using these crypto exchanges to essentially on and off ramp our crypto, and then maybe do some of the trading on the platforms, but more so they're going to act like banks, in my opinion. So without DeFi, crypto will not survive in America, especially if we get a non-pro crypto president. And again, that's just my opinion, but let's go ahead and listen to this. But that's what I see the future of crypto happening. We know we're getting a CBDC. Also with the CBDC stuff, there was a story. Where the hee-haw is it? With the CBDC, oh, where did it go? There it went. North Carolina passes anti-CBDC bill and overrides the government's veto. Which just because they're saying that they're anti-CBDC doesn't mean that we're not going to get a CBDC. CBDC is 100% coming. And it's also going to be interesting to see that in the debate tonight, to see if a CBDC in crypto gets brought up. Because remember, we got VP Harris and former President Trump going head to head. I believe it's tonight, right? At 9 p.m. EST. Are you guys ready for that? I'm going to watch that. So 9 p.m. EST, what is that PST? What is that, like 7 o'clock? Something? Unfortunately, I won't be able to take a shot every time she cackles or every time he goes off on a tangent, but I maybe will take a bite of a cookie. 6 o'clock PST. All right, thank you. Yeah, I got my kid home. So no shots of wine, but we can do like cookies or Sour Patch Kids, something fun. And I'll get her involved in it too. But anyways, let's go ahead and listen to this. Again, you guys, make sure to like this video, share it, subscribe, yourmom.com, all of that stuff. All right, let's get into this.
Legal officer at the DeFi Education Fund, a nonprofit, nonpartisan group that educates lawmakers.
Just so you know, nonprofits are always for profit. 100% always for profit. Always for profit. Remember that.
And the public about decentralized finance and advocates for sound DeFi policy. We believe that DeFi is the path to a more equitable and more efficient financial system, one in which people have access to finance regardless of where in the world they live and regardless of the merits of their application.
Exactly that key point there. People get access to money, crypto, DeFi, regardless of their background. And that's exactly what I've been saying. And I love it. I love that they are in front of Congress screaming this because it's important. Because everybody, all the public servants are so concerned with giving people fair and equal access. But if you're trying to ban crypto, that's not fair and equal access.
I will leave you with 2 points today. First, DeFi is different from and an improvement upon traditional finance because it does not rely on intermediaries. And second, the existing approach of demanding that DeFi look like, function like, or be treated like traditional finance has not and will not work. So what is DeFi and how is it different? As others have said today, DeFi enables peer-to-peer transactions in which users self-custody their assets, just like with cash. Using DeFi, a person can trade assets, make and take loans, or earn interest, but it is improvement on the current system in a number of ways. For example, TradFi relies on intermediaries that often serve as gatekeepers to finance.
100% correct. TradFi serves as intermediaries that essentially gatekeep. Again, if you are poor, if you're retail, you're poor. That's the way they look at us. They think that we're stupid and they don't think we're educated enough to make our own decisions with our money. Yes, there's scams in crypto. Yes, there's bad actors, but the same thing goes with traditional finance. And if you self-educate and if you, like, even if they gave a simple test that made sure people understood the risk of DeFi, let them do it. Let them do it. We don't need the government in our homes. We don't need the government in our money. We don't. We don't even need them in our healthcare. We don't need them in many different aspects.
Traditional financial institutions like big banks can and do deny access to the system for discriminatory reasons or no reasons. But DeFi is open access.
Exactly. If you try to go get a small business loan, you're not going to get it because you're poor. But if you go do it on DeFi, you'll get a business loan. It doesn't matter what type of loan it is. They don't care.
Anyone with an internet connection has access to a DeFi protocol, and that is the epitome of financial inclusion. TradFi is expensive to access and slow to use. Even the simple act of sending money usually requires paying fees to third parties and waiting days for a transaction.
So I had to send a wire yesterday, and I had to physically go into the bank. It was $40, and thank goodness I was able to get an appointment same day. When I send crypto to someone, if I do something with DeFi, if I take a loan out, do it instantly from my phone, this phone, that phone, all the different phones. Well, unfortunately, they don't take XRP, so I can't just send things to people that they don't accept.
Transaction to be approved or processed. But using DeFi, I can send money or execute far more complicated transactions anywhere in the world, 24/7, with nearly instant settlement. And as one last example, DeFi is better because it's self-custodial. As this committee knows, when TradFi services fail, customers lose access to their assets. But in DeFi, there is no fear of losing access to your money in a bank crisis because assets in your self-hosted wallet are always available to you. So that brings me to my second point. The existing approach of trying to apply rules for TradFi to DeFi will not work. The traditional financial system requires intermediaries to function. Brokers affect stock trades and clearinghouses settle transactions. And that means that we need to trust intermediaries to do their jobs reliably and honestly. And the existing rules evolve to prevent the abuse of our trust. But DeFi doesn't use intermediaries. If I want to swap two digital assets using a DeFi protocol, there is no broker and there is no clearinghouse. DeFi's existence, the very reason that this technology was developed, was to eliminate the need to rely on intermediaries and empower people to transact directly with their peers. Existing law assumes that there is some identifiable entity that can take possession of my funds, collect information about my transaction, and even block a trade. But that entity does not exist in DeFi. The untenable position between the law as it stands and the reality of DeFi technology has led to an increasing amount of regulatory uncertainty. Seasoned lawyers with decades of regulatory experience cannot give their clients advice.
Have you ever sat down and tried to talk to an attorney in crypto? I have a team of attorneys. I have a couple different firms on retainer because crypto is crypto in the US. There's regulatory uncertainty. So I have different firms on retainer. And when I talk to them, when I ask them questions, they do the best they can because there's not any real rules. It's like you kind of have to figure this stuff out. And it sucks for them because you go to a crypto attorney or a crypto CPA and they're like, hey, we should do X, Y, and Z. But this isn't decided yet by the public servants. So it makes it complex. 100% correct. And it's like, sucks. Can you imagine going to school for all those years and not being able to do your job properly? And that goes the same for small businesses in the United States that want to pivot to crypto.
With certainty about whether their projects comply with the law. That's why judges in multiple district courts across this country have called on Congress to make new rules regarding digital assets. And this chamber has supported bipartisan efforts and signaled that the status quo is not working for DeFi and digital assets. The existing approach of trying and failing to apply existing rules to this technology has led to so much hostility to innovation that American jobs and businesses have been heading overseas.
Exactly. She is repeating every single idea I have. We have the similar thought when it comes to this. This is absolutely outstanding and it's good to see. So shout out to DeFi Education Fund. They are amazing. I would gladly support them. Outstanding.
But the vast majority of DeFi developers are smart, creative people with a vision of building a better financial system, and they want to do that legally. So the US can be at the forefront of that and create a clear path to building here, or we can let other countries pass us on the path towards our digital financial.
There's no need for me to play anymore. This is absolutely outstanding. Shout out to Amanda T. She did a great job in front of Congress talking about DeFi, defending it, and explaining why it matters, why it's important. All we need in America is some rules and guidelines to tell us what we can and what we cannot do. And that will allow good actors to build within those ecosystems to create jobs and revenue and taxpayer dollars, all of that stuff. Job creation, that's all they need. And then the bad actors, they're the ones that won't be able to comply within those constraints of the law. Then they go away. They can go overseas. Let the bad actors go. Keep the honest Americans in the US. Outstanding. This makes me excited. Very, very, very excited. All right. Now let's get into the shocking SEC leak because they're ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So this comes from Caitlin Long, and I actually got to see her at Rare Evo, which was amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. But this is over here. This is going to be over here with what the SEC leaked. And again, it's kind of funny. It's ridiculous. And it just makes them look incompetent. Oh my God, look at Gensler's and Turner comments that the SEC mistakenly posted publicly. Strongly recommend that a sentence be placed here or somewhere in the first part of the speech to reassure markets that you are not making the speech because you think there is an imminent crisis. E.g., regulators around the world wisely revisit, reassess, and test these mechanisms periodically. In that spirit, I have been considering making this speech for a while to weigh in, not just as capital markets regulator, but also as someone with a career in those markets. And this is Mr. Gary Gensler's speech. It's live. And the version that was uploaded to the SEC's site has some internal comments. And then it's gone now, so we can't even take a look at it. But the funniest thing about it is that, like, this is the thing. This is why it's so shocking. And I get, like, some of you might think, okay, this is like not a big deal, whatever. But the reason why it's so shocking and comedic is because this is the agency that is going after good actors. This is the agency that sued Ripple, that sued Coinbase and Kraken, and is alleging that all these different crypto assets are securities. They can't even upload a damn document the right way. And it's embarrassing. It is literally embarrassing for the United States of America. And the reason, and I get some of you guys might say, okay, this is a simple mistake, but this is these people's jobs. Okay. Right now, the SEC is embarrassing themselves. America is a big embarrassment right now as far as crypto regulation. Southeast Asia, booming when it comes to crypto. Dubai, booming. Some parts of Europe, booming. El Salvador, booming. We can't even put out a damn document correctly. The SEC, the people that are telling us what we can and can't do, they can't even put out a document correctly. What in the hee-haw is happening? These are the people that are deciding the future for America. These guys. This is a big deal, like a big, 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 big deal. It's embarrassment. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Make sure to like this video. So this comes from Miss Hester. Oh God, you guys are so silly. You can't do that stuff. We can criticize Gary Gensler's performance at the job, but doing these other things, you guys are too ridiculous, okay? So this is from Miss Hester Purse Absolutely amazing. She says SEC staff doubles down on SAB 121. We're going to get into a little bit of regulation stuff here because it's important, but also provide some fact patterns as it views not covered by SAB 121. I continue to be concerned about SAB 121 substance and process, but welcome your thoughts. Remarks before 2024 AICPA and SEMA conference on bank savings institutions accounting for crypto asset safeguarding obligations, a facts-based analysis. So basically, she is saying if you want to send her some comments, some questions, concerns, do so. And this is the email here. And that's a great thing about Hester. She actively engages with people, with the community, and that's what they're supposed to do. And again, she was on the same side of CFTC Commissioner Pham and Mary Singer during the whole Uniswap fine that they got for 175, I believe it was. So basically, if you guys don't remember what SAB is, again, this is very important because it's a measure on crypto accounting rules and requires firms to list crypto holdings as liabilities. There are concerns that could prevent banks from safeguarding crypto assets due to high costs and regulatory uncertainty. And this is the thing. We need regulatory certainty. And as terrible as this sounds, we need, since we have the Bitcoin spot ETFs now, we need banks to be able to custody crypto for people. Because I'm telling you, and I hate to say this, I really, really hate to say it, but it is what it is. If we do not have banks custody crypto for people, we will not have mass adoption. Because what I've witnessed from the crypto community, from the builders, everybody in the last couple of years since I've been in the industry, they don't necessarily want mass adoption because then they would create things that were easy for everyone to use. The way we get mass adoption is bank access. And also because of all of the litigation actions, people are scared to do anything in crypto now. So this would help if banks were able to custody crypto for people. Just my opinion. I know it sounds terrible, but at the same time, I know most people that were retail before that left crypto, they're not going to come back unless they feel a little bit safer. Just my opinion, though. Just my opinion. Now let's get into the next story. U.S. House Committee plans for a heap of crypto hearings in September. The House Financial Services Committee is expected to look at DeFi, U.S. enforcement, pig butchering in a series of hearings. And we talked about this one already, and that's what we're seeing happen today. This story is really, the next one is really important, but I just kind of want to touch on this a little bit. This right here. Oh, also too. September 18th, the first hearing is today, and then there's two more hearings, September 18th and the 23rd. On the 18th, they are going to talk about enforcement practices of the SEC and implications of pig butchering scams, which basically people say, I love you, like it's like the catfishing kind of, but they extort money from you, which that's big, but I feel like there's other worse things happening. I digress. And then on 23rd, the SEC is going to testify about a testimony from Gensler and the rest of the 5-member commission, which usually doesn't happen. So that one's going to be a big deal. Also, today, the subcommittee examination of DeFi is happening. But this is an interesting story here. Second U.S. firm T0 said to become crypto broker-dealer under SEC oversight. The first broker-dealer is not Coinbase, is not Gemini, is not Kraken. It's none of the crypto exchanges that are still currently standing. It's Prometheum. No one knew who they were in crypto. They kind of came out of nowhere. And while Ripple was going through their battle with the SEC, they got the special broker-dealer license. Interesting, right? So this Overstock-backed T0 group says they've joined Prometheum Inc. as one of the 2 U.S. special purpose crypto broker dealers. The newly licensed firm said will start launching products under its new status this year. Basically, they said they were able to achieve this under a rule allowing crypto firms to join those ranks following a path previously blazed by Prometheum. Such registration is a special purpose, will allow the firm to take custody of customers' digital asset securities which are, again, that is a made-up word by the SEC. And through that ability, bumps right into the industry's widespread legal battle with the SEC over regulator stance that most crypto tokens are securities. To take custody of crypto securities, T0 and Prometheum must treat tokens as securities while the industry, including many issuers, pushing back on that label. And I agree with that. I do not think any crypto is a crypto asset security. If they are going to have crypto asset securities, they need to have a set of guidelines which makes it a crypto asset security. And that's why Hester Pierce had the Safety Harbor Act that she wanted to push through. I think the Safety Harbor Act 2.0, and also the sandbox deal with the UK and some of those entities over there. Reason being is they want to basically allow these crypto companies to operate within certain constraints. And once they achieve a certain form of decentralization, they can do whatever it is. Somebody said, isn't fiat a security? Who knows? Well, actually, fiat can't be a security because the value continues to decrease. And also a big shout out to all of the O channel members, to Mr. R, to Stephen Young, to Queen, to Beautiful Alexandra, to Chen, to Anthony. Who else? To Mr. Keeter, to Mr. Mo. If you guys want to be a member, please go ahead and do so. Supports me and the channel. Make sure to smash a like. And shout out to Mr. Gamer, also a member. He said only 3 weeks to go before we get out of the Rectember and get into October. Fingers crossed. But we'll see how that works. And I guess, should we talk about, well, let's get into this one SEC story, and then we'll get into crypto markets. We've got a lot of coverage about altcoins to talk about. So the SEC crypto enforcement hits $4.7 billion this year, rising 3,000 from 2023. So the SEC made about $4.47 billion with Terraform Labs, in a settlement with Terraform Labs and its former CEO, Do Kwon. The SEC's record-setting year was mostly boosted by massive $4.47 billion settlement from Terraform Labs, the largest enforcement action to date, which makes sense. Was it good? No. Did they do bad stuff? Yes. Should they have been fined that much? I don't know. Shouldn't that money go to victims and not the SEC? The regulators' 11 enforcement actions in 2024 netted 3,018 increase from $150.3 million worth of fines in 2023, despite taking over 19 fewer actions against crypto firms. The SEC's social messaging network Telegram, with a $1.2 billion action in 2018, compromised $18.5 million in civil penalties and $1.2 billion in disorderment paid back to investors, which I don't think that Telegram should have been hit with that at all, but that was a story from way, way, way back in. The next 4 years saw an average hour between $5 million and $35.2 million before Terraform Labs case. Brought the average fine about $420 million. GTV Media Group, Ripple Labs, and fraudsters John and Tina Barksdale are among those SEC has fined with an enforcement action exceeding $100 million, which Ripple don't think they deserve that. But it's just very interesting for them. Of course, they're going to go after crypto companies harder. And remember the whole Binance thing? I think that was paid to the DOJ. But have no fear. Justin Sun, Tether, Tron, TRM Labs start financial crime fighting force. The T-Free financial crime unit is looking to clean up USDT issued on Tron, a blockchain favored by bad actors. So apparently the most malicious activity is happening on Tron, TRC20. TRC20. So that's a real story over here. Very, very interesting. And apparently, a 2023 report revealed that the Tron blockchain accounted for 45% of all illicit crypto activities. Oof. Tron has teamed up with TRM Labs and Tether to form a crime unit to combat financial crimes involving USDT on Tron. And there's $60.7 billion worth of USDT on Tron. So good. I'm glad that they're doing that. That makes sense. And hopefully that will help the United States of America. Now, let's go ahead and talk about some of the crypto price action that we're seeing. First and foremost, let's take a look at the daily and look at crypto bubbles over here. Oops, I didn't have my screen shared, but here we are. So we got crypto bubbles over here. BSV, I have no idea why y'all are with that. Also, Aave is up 6.7%. We have a poll because we're talking about DeFi today. Aave is one of the oldest crypto projects for DeFi. Are you using DeFi on Aave? Make sure you guys leave a comment, yes or no, are you using DeFi on Aave? It's in the YouTube thingamabobber over there. Taking a look at the weekly, everything's back. Everyone's excited. Again, I don't know why people are trading BSV, but y'all have fun with that. And as far as Bitcoin price action goes, we're doing well. We are doing well. Let's go ahead and, I know I should have had that open, but I didn't because I was bad. All right, so this is the weekly chart. Bitcoin is actually trying to push back above 57, which is higher than the weekly opening last week. YouTube channel, CryptoWendyO, the O Show, it's daily over there on YouTube. Head over to YouTube. So now, Bitcoin even got a swing wick high, nice, to $58,000. So we have to wait and see where we close. But right now, market Cipher is not looking great on the weekly. Again, that is a that this is a larger time frame. These candles take a week to close, 7 days. And taking a look on the daily's looking nice. We hit a high of about 57.8. And we got a swing wick low to about 56.2. And it looks like we are like kind of undecided where we want to go. However, Market Cipher did print a green dot. Taking a look at the 4 hour, 4 hours pressing up, but we just printed a red dot. So we'll kind of see what happens, but I'm thinking that we're going to continue to consolidate between approximately 53 and 64 this week. Hopefully we sustain. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. As far as Ethereum, oh, I got to get rid of my Matic. Got to get rid of the Matic. I still have to swap my Matic Polygon. I was trying to do it the other day, but I saw a weird thing. Solana had a really nice rebound from 120. And again, if you're trading in this range, congratulations. This range has been very, very nice. 157 to about 118. And then as far as Ethereum goes, yeah, Solana will probably continue to, we might get another retest on 145 to about 157. And then taking a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is still down pretty bad, but she's also rebounding, which is really nice. I like this chart a little bit better. We need really to get back above the $2,500 area. That would be great. Now let's get into some of the statistics with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin ETF post 28.7 million inflows after record losing streak. Remember last week was a really ugly week when it came to Bitcoin was not doing well. But apparently the inflows ended a record 1.2 billion outflow streak since August 27th. And Monday was the first inflow day in September. Plus Bitcoin trading volume surged to 2.8 trillion in January to August period. That's 20% more trading volume than the 2021 bull. And the 2024 trading volume is the highest since 2012. Congratulations. Congratulations. Now, apparently, moving into the next story over here, this is an XRP story. Apparently, Ripple XRP supply and exchanges drops to 7-month low. Price fails to react. Not good. And again, remember last week we had the announcement with co-founder Chris Larson that had indicated he signed a letter with someone else that worked at Ripple. He's supporting VP Harris, which doesn't make any sense to me, but that's his choice. Good for him. But apparently XRP supply and exchanges dropped 28% since February. And despite reduced selling pressure, XRP's price plummeted 24% from its March peak of 71 cents. XRP trades, well, I don't really care about other people's analysis, honestly. Let's take a look, though. So we're currently trading at about 54 cents when it comes to XRP. And I think the biggest issue that XRP saw, and again, I guess you could do a channel here if you want, but I like my lines better. Right now, we're really fighting to stay above 56 cents. But we had some volatility last week because of Chris Larson, which sucked. But at the same time, it felt like a slap in the face for XRP holders. I felt like it was a slap in my face, and I'm not part of the XRP army. I just report on it. So XRP is just kind of putting along, and hopefully we get back up to $1 one day. That would be great. That would be fantastic. Now let's get into this story. Oh yeah, we got to talk about actually not that story. Which is it? Well, actually, we'll get into that. Hold on, I got to check my notes. We'll go back to that. Hold on a second. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. There's so much altcoin news. This was the Friend Tech update. Basically, they're saying we have no plans to shut or discontinue, which they basically have shut down. So is what it is. I wouldn't use that site if they paid me to. I wouldn't talk about it if they paid me to either. It's just ridiculous what they did. But let's go ahead and get into our partners over at Quickswap for today because they've kind of I've been on their spaces. I like to go on their spaces. It's fun. I go on every once in a while. But we talked about them, I think, with the whole Justin Sun thing. Because he started tweeting about them when like all the Tron stuff was happening like crazy. So I partnered with them for today. So let's go ahead and get into it and talk about some of the updates that they've got going on. Because there's a couple, there were some votes and all kinds of stuff. So there's different proposals that they passed. I think they were 3 of them last week. Was it? Well, anyways, there was 3 proposals for changes for Quickswap. Because again, in crypto, you get to vote on stuff, which is great. The community voted on each and all 3 passed. So the first one is going to be the trial fire, 100% quick burn. The current system, and then we'll talk about the proposal. So the revenue is used to buy back quick tokens, which are given as staking rewards. And the proposal, burn 100% of bought back quick tokens instead of providing them as rewards. And that proposal passed. And the results are going to be right over here. Yes, that passed. The next one is going to be should Quickswap expand to Ethereum with Falcor perpetuals? That was going to be the next one. So on this one, the current Falcor perps trading is successful on Polygon POS, because remember, we have to migrate our Matic Polygon to pull POS. And the proposal, expand Falcor to Ethereum to reach more users and increase volume, which I think is a very, very smart idea, because everybody's on Ethereum, especially that we have Base now. And the results passed, yes. 9.5 million quick to 587,000 quick. And then the last one is going to be, should Quickswap launch a liquidity hub on Ethereum? And it looks like this passed 99.98% and 0.02%. And the current was liquidity hub on Polygon POS has been successful. The proposal, which was approved, launch a liquidity hub on Ethereum for better trading with lower fees and improve execution. I agree with it 100%, and I'm glad that they went ahead and did this. Now let's talk about Paxos and Arbitrum. And I think Arbitrum is probably something that we need to pay attention to for moving forward, because it seems like they're forming lots of different partnerships and interactions with different companies. So Paxos set to expand on Arbitrum and Ethereum Layer 2 network. I still think Base is going to come out on top, but I love to see Pull and Arbitrum and all the other Layer 2s actively competing, because maybe you like that experience better. Who knows? But Paxos is set to launch its products on Ethereum Layer 2 blockchain Arbitrum 1. Paxos select stablecoins are currently available on Ethereum, Polygon Proof of Stake Network, and Solana. Another Polygon mention over there. And again, Quickswap is the DEX, like the hands down one of the best DEX to use for Polygon Matic. So it looks like Paxos is going to expand to Arbitrum, which is interesting. Interesting. Happy for them. Love to see it. Yeah. And then the next one, Aave. This is the whole DeFi one, which is important for us to discuss. But Aave launches Ethereum Fi market. Analyst raises targets to $260. So Aave's DAO, new EtherFi market, improves wrapped or WE ETH stablecoin, not wrapped, apologize. Liquidity, ease borrowing constraints on Aave. EtherFi market enhances borrowing efficiency for stablecoin pairs like USDC Frax, I don't know what that is, PiUSD, I think that's PayPal, boosting liquidity. And analysts raise Aave price targets to 60, driven by EtherFi's potential expand to Aave's DeFi ecosystem. Again, DeFi is incredibly important, because I think that's really going to be the only way to really interact with crypto in the coming years for crypto, because the public servants. But anyways, thank you so much for all of you that joined today. Smash a like. We don't need no stinking test. Yeah, I feel like people do need a test for a sense in some cases. Swapping Matic to Sol at these levels. I didn't say I was swapping anything. You have to, like, when you have, this is the thing, if you're holding Matic Polygon, you have to migrate it to Pull. I'm not swapping Solana to anything. I don't know where you guys hear these things. Like, a lot of people make stuff up. I don't know. It's weird to me. Anyways, I got to get going. I got more work to do. Thank you guys so much for joining the channel. Shout out to our partners, SQUIDGROW and Market Cipher and Quickswap for the day. Appreciate you guys. And if you guys want to learn more about SQUIDGROW and SilentSwap, check them out. And if you guys want to trade using Market Cipher and make money like CryptoFace does, sign up with that too. Thank you guys so much, and have the best rest of your day. Bye-bye.